I say. I would have liked to fly for the sake of it, not because I was on my way to somewhere horrible. The sun appears, molten, slumped at the edges, liquefying before us like a burning blimp, until it rises, breaks free of all comparisons to become its unmistakable self, something reassuring and terrible. I talk too much, I declare, and you never say a word. Once upon a time I never said enough, so I was told. She gives me nothing. I know you hear me. You follow my language. She rubs at the glass and manages to spread more grease than she removes. Listen, I say. Those men back there, we lost them. No one's coming for us. This morning we need to get across this ash. It won't be nice, but on the other side there'll be fresh country. We'll move and camp the way we did before, okay? Until we find ourselves a situation. There'll be somewhere. We'll be all right. The child cranks her head further away. When I take my scarf and tear a long hank from it, she turns back at the sound. I pull the rest of the fabric across my nose and mouth and bind it around the skirts of my hat. And although she flinches, she does not resist when I do the same for her. There's still dried blood on her brow where she beat herself against the dash. Her pale blue eyes seem more luminous above the mask. There, I say. Cuts the stink a bit anyway. One day we'll scrub this cab out, and you won't just be watching, believe me. So, you set? There's water here. We'll eat on the other side. I lift the side screen and set the rig into motion, trundling just fast enough to make way, but slow enough to avoid stirring up a blizzard of ash. On and on we go, hour after hour, over country as black as the night sky, across a fallen heaven starred with eruptions of white ash and smears of milky soot. The vehicle staggers and wallows but keeps on until I'm down to reserve power. And then, as the midday sun drills in through the murk, I see new colours. Tan, silver, khaki, bone, and the surge of relief that goes through me is almost deranging. At the first solid ground, I let the child out to privy. She seems energised by the freedom, though when she's done, she balks at being hustled back into the rig so soon. I don't manhandle her, but I do corral her, and I speak to her sharply because I'm tired and still useless at this. And I really need to put some distance between us and that fire ground. So when we finally get moving, the mood in the cab is low and I'm sorry for it. But soon I have reason to be glad because when the bats finally give out, a hard gust comes in from the south and the whole rig shakes on its axles. I climb down stiffly. The kid gets out. I point to the dirty pillars rising into the sky in the distance behind us. Look, I say. We could have been in the middle of that, but we're out and upwind, see? That's not just a lucky escape. That's us being smart. I crank out the shade, set the array. She watches the ash clouds twist northward. As the wind stiffens, they boil against one another. Then she follows me to the trailer, watches as I dole out some mash, accepts the Dixie and the spoon. On her haunches, with her back to the wind, she swats away the skirts of her hat and eats, avidly. We can't just be lucky, I say, you and me. We have to stay sharp. She's already licking her mess tin clean. I take it from her, give her mine, and while she eats I unlash my swag and roll it out beside the vehicle. Then I take down the bedroll I've improvised for her. Unfurl it next to mine, not so close to make her worry, but near enough to keep an eye on her. We're all at a push, I say, machine and creatures alike, so let's sleep. She shovels the last of the mash into her mouth, licks my Dixie clean and the spoon also. Gets up, sets both back on the trailer and returns to sit cross-legged on her swag. She gazes east, the tail of her hat stirred by the wind. Suit yourself, I say, and then I'm gone, out. Sometime in the afternoon I wake to a faint keening, and for a moment I think I'm home. With an ailing hen downstairs, the whole flock.